What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Save Data Cast, where this week we're talking about the best games within a game. I'm your host, David, and joining me, as always, is our lovely Captain Zach.
Hello, hello, hello.
The voice of the people, Rob.
What up?
And the unluckiest of them all, Jason.
I missed the 20%, so I had to be here. That's how it goes.
I don't get
Fire
that.
Emblem joke?
Hey, that was funny. Okay.
I don't get it.
Man. Let me be, dude.
We gotta explain it. We just let.
I'm not gonna explain.
Okay, just letting that one lie. All right, cool.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
If you like what we do here, you can support us by subbing onto Twitch or YouTube, following on both of those channels, or supporting us on patreon.com/SaveDataTeam, where at the $10 level and above, you can get your name included in this here Patreon song.
Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons. Burger Bun, Mr. Cola Bun, Andy Cosmo, Dave Hall, Lucha, and Sofino. HSM, Ernest, Taco Sensei, Antilister, Logan 01, JFJ. Witch Tower, Kevin, Asian, Selfaria, Arky, Forensic, Becknick, Cole, Elvira, Mystic, Woody. Leprechaun, Jacobel, Crimson, Chrissy, Eberstein, Ryger, Real Jolie, Soul Mistress, BBC, Watt, and Sherlock, Mr. Mokasil, Art, Ami, Borshak. Super cool, Diego Garcia, Mega Zero, and Emily. Plethora of penguins and who needs a sleepalaya, Yakta, Estever, Entropy, Shadow Navi Quill, and Maho Stars, the driver, 458, Tasty Marbar. Jack Warner, Raz Red Press, from Night Chosen, Dan, see the Chester, JC, Foxy, and 10. Dessert Boy Man, Elijah Sly, Rick Rats, Katja, Traveling in a Box, and Snowcat, Conjuring Scribes, Yo Croissant, Fulfilla, Written Word, Jade the Punisher, Sevilla. Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons.
More than calories.
Hello.
Yeah,
What's
it's,
up, folks?
it's the salt, man. Like,
That's
Bro,
true.
I don't give a fuck about the salt. I'm worried about the carbs versus the protein versus the calories. What are we talking
It's
about?
pretty much where I'm at the moment.
Crazy. That's nuts.
that's like saying like ice cream's healthy because it has milk in it.
It's absolutely
That's not at
That's
all.
not even close.
Yes,
That's
it is.
No, because
It
ice
is.
cream's like ridiculously high calorie because of the cream and the sugar, dude.
I'm not saying
Well,
beef
it's the
jerky is
sugar that's bad,
unhealthy
not the
because
calories.
that's the problem. You guys are calorie counting as opposed to
Yeah.
beef jerky is not healthy. It's not in the healthy world.
I mean, for a snack, it's not bad. It's not like I'm not going to eat beef jerky for a meal.
No,
Yeah.
you would do like thin chips or something like that. That's actually healthy.
What are thin chips? I don't even know what that
Or like
is.
fruit.
It gives you
Fruit is
nothing.
healthy.
Oh, yeah, fruit's also good.
What is
I
fruit?
also eat fruit. Fruit's a good snack. Got me some Honey Crisp in the fridge. They're good. Crisp
It's
apples.
just-
I think you're wild on this, Jason.
No,
and
I'm
This
not.
is
How
not the
am I-
topic at all, but
Yeah.
like...
No, you can't like eat a
Jason's
bag
right.
of jerky as a snack.
If I say I have beef jerky and I say it's healthy, that is objectively wrong. I'm sorry. That's not
Okay,
healthy.
I don't think that's what he was saying, though.
Like
Yes, he did. He
just said it was a
straight up said that.
pretty healthy snack compared to
It's a
like
good
other
snack.
snacks. Compared to other snacks, it's not bad. It's not straight
Yeah.
carbs. You're getting protein.
Jason's right, but I will gang up on him because I think it's so hypocritical that he's the one saying it.
Also thank you. Thank you, Rob.
It's not healthy. How is that hypocritical? I literally just said
Go
fruit
back to
is-
your Pop-Tarts, all right? Let's just talk about
I haven't eaten Pop-Tarts in a long time, actually. I don't even know
Very
eat lunch
proud of you.
anymore.
What do you
Huh?
What do you have for
Wait,
for
what?
breakfast?
Sorry,
and for dinner?
what?
I don't have lunch and I don't have breakfast.
Okay, you can't preach to
Jason,
me
are
about
you
being healthy
okay?
and not eat either of those
Yeah,
meals.
yeah, fuck
One meal a day.
I will
I'm
have
okay
a
with
health.
one meal a day.
We'll out health the shit out of both of you. How about that? We'll talk.
Just
health.
because you're like, oh, I'm gonna run a couple miles a day, that doesn't mean it's healthy to skip
hey,
2
I'm not-
meals.
I'm not eating beef jerky as my healthy snack. I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
I also
this
eat fruit as a
guy.
healthy snack. It's just like beef
That's a
jerky
healthy
works. And honestly, a lot of fruit's not all that healthy. It's like full of sugar.
I know it's not, but like you can't just say beef
Like
jerky.
apples aren't that good.
That's not what was
Good sugar.
said.
Yes, he did say that. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm sorry for you that you're not eating food, Jason.
They're-
Are
they're-
you okay?
they're healthy snacks in like context of what you're eating for the rest of the day. Like in isolation, yeah, probably not. But like for what I'm eating the rest of the day is pretty good.
I'm
You know
gonna
what?
try
I
and
think-
recover and do the topic that we were came here to do, but I am flabbergasted.
I'm boggled, man. I always find
You are
myself
boggled,
every
'cause you're not
day.
eating food.
Every day, I find myself
You
still
sleep
always to
6
be the
hours
most
a
normal.
day. You
I find
don't
myself
eat
to be the most
food?
normal human being out here. I don't know how it always is.
That's literally not the
normal.
case.
Bro thinks beef
It's actually
jerky's
pretty normal.
healthy.
It's pretty normal.
Be-
And sleeping 6
guys,
hours a day is also pretty normal.
That's normal. What are you talking about?
We are making fun of him for two normal things.
Like,
6 hours a day
I
can
would
be
get away with
normal. I think 7 is probably like true
Oh,
average, but 6
I
is
like
fine.
this poll. I like this poll a lot.
Bro eats mustard and pickles on every fucking sandwich. Normal.
I think those are good for you.
I
Okay,
hate
wait,
both
wait,
of
wait,
those
hold on,
things, but
hold on,
yeah, go for it.
Hold on. So we're letting chat decide who arguably is weirder than everybody else on this fucking call.
Well, according to
just
you,
saying.
Jason, everyone's weirder than you. You're the only
Yes.
sane person in a world full of crazies.
Yeah, I didn't think beef jerky was healthy. That's all. That's already a good start. I'm just saying. I like beef jerky. It's not healthy.
What kind of beef jerky you eating too? Like, it's not that bad.
It's beef jerky. Do you know what they do for beef jerky to make it?
It's literally beef that
Like
is
jerk off the
smoked
beef.
or dried. That's it. That's all beef jerky is just beef that's sliced thinly and dried. I've made it repeatedly.
Oh, Rob, that got me good.
That was good.
It's just smoked or dried meat.
Let's continue. Let's talk about this.
Lord. All right.
Hey, whoever voted yes, shout out to you guys. You guys are the real ones. I was one of them.
I was
was
gonna
the
say
other
one
one?
was Jason.
I guess for context, because I'm leaving this in the VOD, chat voted
No, don't cut this out of the VOD.
86% no to is Jason normal.
Oh,
She
do you want me
promised-
to do a screen cap of it? I can get that. For
No, I'm not going to edit that in. I have to play Final Fantasy
you.
after this
No
tonight.
way.
You don't.
I do.
Don't put that out there.
I do need to do that. Yeah. So that's just going to
I've
happen.
decided I'm not going to play that game, actually.
Probably good if you want time to do other things. Folks, today on the Save Data Cast, we're talking the best games within a game. That's the topic, y'all. It's a game that takes place within the game you're already playing, but isn't the game you're already playing, but it technically is because it's in the game you're already playing.
Explained so well. Yeah.
Someone call this a mini game, but if you say just
But-
mini game, that would mean like Mario Party mini games and stuff, which
Yeah,
I don't
feel
think
like
we
mini
include.
game is disingenuous to the.
We're gonna have to
The
break
I might need to. I
We're
might
gonna
need
have
to
to-
leave the show.
I think there's gonna be contentions on what we put forth, but we'll see. when we
Okay,
get there.
then I mean, we'll talk about it.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey y'all, I would like to begin mainly because I have one that is very recency biased. Very,
Yeah.
very recency biased. I played this literally last night. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has a metric fuckload of games within the game.
Uh-huh.
One would argue the entire game is a collection of games within the game. Not dissimilar to Mario Party, but one stands out above the rest, and this is coming from known card game hater me. I don't
Yeah,
like
th-
card
this
games.
This is surprising to me that you like this game.
Dislike card games in general with a strong passion, but this one I enjoy a lot, and that's Queen's Blood. Queen's Blood
Uh-huh.
is very, very good. Very, very good. For folks who haven't played Queen's Blood, it's not like most other card games, which is probably why I like it. Cards don't have power. There's no numbers really in this game. the only number a card has is its like value. And the rest of it is all about zone control in the game. This is a card game that's really about like, hey, there's a 3x6 grid, and each card has different levels of zone control when you play it and different costs to play. And the entire game is about controlling the map. That's the heart of Queen's Blood.
I need to see
I like
this.
that. Yeah, I'm also pulling up a video to make sure I
I need
understand
an
it.
image to see what the hell's going on because this is not helping me.
I don't have.
Okay, so they have like zones in their fucking cards.
Yeah, so like the cards show what zones they will
what's
kind of
the number
exert
do?
control over. The number is important. It like adds each lane basically you're fighting over in this game, and it's an addition of your points in the lane, which is the number on the card, versus the enemy's points. But there's a bunch of other stuff that happens too. Like you can have cards that can kill enemy cards. You can have cards that can reduce the power of enemy cards, empower your cards, kill your own cards.
Did you say they didn't have power?
Well, no. I mean like the number is less meaningful. Like having control over the map is a lot more meaningful than the number of the card so far in my experience. Like the number of the card is not meaningless. It's just less important than in most card games that I have played. So it's about like having zone control over this map basically. And I really enjoy this game. It's all PvE too, which probably helps my enjoyment. I don't have to deal with other human beings. I'm just playing against different varying difficulties of computers, and some of them are very difficult and some of them are not at all difficult. But lots of cards with some cool powers that like alter the game that I really like. Lots of cool different mechanics that they build into this game. Like there's mechanics where you can like increase your power when like either your own team or your enemy or the enemy dies. So you can actually set up like kind of a farm where you kill your own people and slowly gain power, but then if you do that strategy, you risk losing control over the zone and then like having that backfire. So it's very cool. I really like this game a lot within Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I kind of want them to release it separately as like a free-to-play thing so people play it.
It's the thing where like I've heard so much hype about this game that I would be shocked if they didn't make a standalone version for it like they did with Gwent in The Witcher 3.
Well, the thing is, the Gwent standalone game didn't go great, so I don't know if they will.
That's true.
Like the Gwent standalone kind of came and went. But
it came and went, yeah. It's the thing though where like it's Square Enix, they just be making games out here. Like
that's true. If they can put out random farming game 2027,
they put out so many farm sim games last year that nobody bought.
Shout out to Harvestella. Y'all remember Harvestella, that game no one played?
David, I don't.
Myself included, didn't play it. But they did be just putting out games, so like why don't they just put out
Thank you.
Queen's Blood.
Ramses Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. Yeah.
And like I'm not far enough in the game to know how this pans out, but like this game also has in-world consequences and stuff too, like in the narrative, which seem cool so far.
Oh, if you played enough Aerith Lives.
I doubt that's the case.
Wait.
But like there's this thing where like not every time you rank up, but sometimes when you rank up, which happens when you beat a certain number of players and then beat a captain, like you get this cutscene, which is kind of like a flashback to the guy who created the game in universe, who's talking about how corrupted the game is and how the Queen's Blood is like doing shit. And then you talk to other high-ranking people and they're like, oh, you've seen the messages too. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this universe? It's cool. I'm not far enough to know what any of it means yet, but like, it's cool. I'm enjoying this mini game a lot. In a game that has, like I said earlier, a metric fuckload of mini games. This one and another one I'll bring up later are two like huge standouts. Absolutely humongous standouts. Like they put a lot of effort into this, and all the cards are in universe stuff too. It's great.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Some of them are like dumb, funny. Like they're Jason, you'll appreciate this. There's a Star Fox 64 minigame in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's just Star Fox 64.
Okay, hold on. There's one in Kingdom Hearts, but that doesn't mean it's
No, it's good though.
I'm finding the more I like Star Fox, the more it's because of what they're coming out of their mouth, rather than like what the fucking gameplay is. A lot of times.
Jason, I
Well,
think 90% of the reason you like Star Fox is because of the
Yeah,
voice acting.
Jason, that's why I say it too, because there's like a whole lore in universe about this game, and they're like talking to you, and it's there's a superhero. It's got some it's like Super Sentai vibes to it. It's very, very entertaining.
Yeah.
But like that's an in-universe card in this game too, and like you can win it by being good at the other mini games. So, like the mini games feed into each other to kind of like empower this Queen's Blood game. It's very cool, and the powers like correspond to the monsters in the game in some, not in all cases, but in some cases like they make sense. Like there's a Mind Flare card that like kills people on your team and like sucks out their brains and then empowers itself. It's cool. It's very cool.
What the fuck?
Shout out to Queen's Blood. So good.
Queen's Blood, pretty good.
So good.
Maybe someday I'll play it.
It's no Queen's Gambit. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Netflix.
Does
that
chess
anything?
count as a mini game? Chess
No.
count as a game
lot of
within a
games
game?
A lot of games have bowling, chess, cards. You know how it goes.
Yeah,
True.
Wii Chess, my favorite.
Is that a thing?
No.
No.
okay.
Not
I'm
yet.
making a joke. Not yet. They're gonna go back and release chess for the Wii
Yep.
in 2024.
Oh,
You
Wii
guys-
Chess is
you guys-
actually a game. Oh no, it's not.
You guys have.
Wait,
you guys
it
have
is.
those,
Wii Chess
right?
is real. That is a
Wii
game.
Chess.
Wii Chess is a real game, and Nintendo made it.
I'm so mad. Good for them. It's easy money. All right. I'm assuming Jason and Rob, either y'all are going to talk about Chow Garden.
I can briefly mention it.
Well, like, was it a thing you were going to expand upon? Because otherwise,
I
I'll
had
pick
other
something
ones because
else.
I thought everybody else was going to talk about potentially Chow Garden as a whole. I had
Then
other
we'll talk
ones.
about
It's
Chow
just
Garden
Chow
now,
Garden.
because Chow Garden is pretty big. I think most of us can talk about it too, which would be nice. Hey, folks! Very long time ago, on a system nobody bought, but me and maybe 12 other people, the Dreamcast, there was a game called Sonic Adventure 2, which then later got ported, called Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. And in that game, it's a normal Sonic game. By normal, I use that term loosely. It's a freaky Sonic game, but it's a not bad one, which is rare. And it has a random mini game of these little blue creatures called chows, and you can collect animals and like
Robot
tube
parts. Yeah.
test
I
tubes that
forgot
you
what the
get.
name is. I
Mhm.
think like something core. I thought. but-
Yeah,
Power up tubes. Yeah.
while you play the game, and you can give it to your chows, and they level up like Tamagotchi style. And then
There's mini games in that mini game.
yes, then
It's
you
true,
you
it's
take
true.
your chows to like, you can do like fighting competitions, racing
Races.
competitions, and the races are like, sometimes it's just like
Yeah.
running, and then sometimes it's like, okay, they got to run this section,
off
they
a
have to
cliff.
fly. They
It's a
have to
triathlon,
swim.
man. Yeah.
They have to
Yeah,
shake
yeah.
a tree. They have to use their intelligence to get something out of a box. And sometimes
Right.
your chow is like fucking stupid.
And
You're like,
your
"Get the fuck out of
chow
the box, man.
changes its appearance as like it gets better in certain skills, and also like depending on what you do with the chow, who's taking care of the chow, stuff like that. So you can level up to be like a demon, big brain
there's-
wizard chow, and it's like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah. If you give them green cores or Sonic or Shadow, they get the hedgehog hair essentially.
Right,
for it
right.
back. And they start they
it's-
actually start sprinting too. It's fucking like crazy.
It's genuinely insanely complex.
You can
At least-
resurrect them.
At least for like for a very side thing. Yeah, they can get old and die, which is like
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
They can breed.
They can breed.
True.
There's different like eggs you can buy at the black
Mhm.
market because there's a black
Yeah,
market.
oh,
in
that's
that
right. There is a
fucking
black
game.
market.
There's the black
Yeah,
market,
that
yeah.
chow looks so goofy.
And the
yeah.
different fruits you can give them that have different effects too, like all the food. It's
Mhm.
all Chow Garden's so good. Like there's only one 3D Sonic game that I've beaten, and it's Sonic Adventure 2. And it's not because Sonic Adventure 2 is good.
Right,
it's
I forgot.
because-
you didn't play Sonic 06. Yeah, of course.
No, that was Goggles. Goggles played Sonic
Yeah,
06.
yeah, different.
But the only reason I think I beat Sonic Adventure 2 was because of the Chow Garden. Like, if the Chow Garden wasn't there, I don't think I would have finished that game because, like, it's fine.
I mean, listen, a lot of that game is mid, but some parts of that game are so fucking good.
There's a couple super hype parts, but
The
like,
Chow Garden is part of it.
Yeah.
I was just say, I think this might be my example of integrating the actual game with the mechanics
Yes.
of the minigame. Probably the best out of anything we're going to list here. Because, like,
Agreed.
you don't have to do it. You don't have to access it. You don't have to have any partake in it at all. You can literally skip it entirely. It doesn't have any weight on the game itself. But if you want to invest in it, you're actually doing the missions still, too, and proactively playing the game. And you're rewarded for playing the game, finding secrets, doing well with, like, you know, getting that specific animal, getting that, you know, specific, you know, power core, like fighting the guys. It's a great at integrating game and wanting you to go back to the missions. Where can I optimize? Like, I got to go to Pumpkin Hill to get moon dogs, or
gotta go to Pumpkin Hill to find your lost pieces.
The skeleton.
I know that it's there.
One,
I
the
feel it
skeleton
in my
dogs.
camera
So,
with them.
or the bats to get one of the legs or something like that. You target specific things by going to specific missions. That's why I think I would use this as an example of doing it, probably integrating it probably the best with gameplay versus the minigame.
That's for true.
Making it fun and yet avoidable if you really don't want to. So
Yeah.
That's true. Like, you can pass it up entirely, but if you do play it, you want to replay levels.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It definitely kept me, like, playing the base game longer because I was like, oh well, I gotta go get more, I don't know, little bears to feed to my chow so they become strong.
Big and
so they
strong,
Can win the
yeah.
punching mini game or whatever the hell it is.
Chow
Chow
Garden's so
Garden.
good.
Absolutely great. I think Jason's point of, like, it ties into the actual gameplay is probably better in that mechanic than most of the games that we would have. I can even think of. So for that reason, that's probably my number one. I know me.
I think it's my number one.
A lot of people
it's
have said
up
in
there.
the community the fact that Sega hasn't made a standalone Chow Garden minigame, even if it was for mobile with microtransactions, I would fucking play that.
Frankly, the fact that the Chow Garden has not returned, period,
Ever. Yeah.
since Sonic
No,
Adventure
you're
2
wrong.
is insane.
You're wrong.
What was it in?
It's in a different. It's like in one of the Sonic Adventures right after it. I think it's the Sonic Director's Cut.
There's no more.
There's no Sonic Adventure after.
No, it's the Director's Cut. I think it's in.
Oh, Sonic Adventure DX.
It's definitely in a 3D Sonic. It's just bad.
All right. Well, the DX one is. It's just.
Yeah,
the
I think
remake of
it's
Sonic
Director.
Adventure
It's the one with the water dude.
Yeah, that's
Chaos,
Adventure
whatever.
DX.
Chaos. Yeah.
On the cover, I think.
Yeah.
It's in
I don't-
that game. And it's
I don't
really
think
horribly
they-
done.
I don't think they put Chow Garden. I could be
They
mistaken.
did.
It might have been in the original game. They didn't have a Chow Garden, but
It's real bad. That's why.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do like half the shit you can do in the first one.
Yeah, Chrono is based on the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. I found the best Sonic games are the ones that don't have typical Sonic gameplay. It's you're not wrong.
Nope,
Shout
that's
out-
entirely true.
shout
Typical
out to
Sonic
Murder the
gameplay, like Sonic and Knuckles and like the old ones, Sonic 2 or whatever you want to say, are typical Sonic gameplay, and they're pretty good for what they are. I
Mhm.
don't know.
Oh, Lord Granddaddy, thank you.
That's
for
what I
the
would
follow.
say, at least. It's the other ones that aren't Sonic gameplay that are not great. Except
Yeah.
Heroes is fine.
It was pretty good.
Jason is correct. Sonic Adventure DX did have a Chow raising
And
system.
it was bad.
yeah.
It was bad.
And it had integration with the GBA. Yeah.
Oh my God, it did.
Yeah, but so
Yeah.
did the original one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they had the little GBA
Yeah, you could
kiosk
go
that
to
you could go to. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, definitely had it.
All right, Robert Jason, what games do you want to bring forth?
Tastes good.
Do you count Majora's Mask as minigames, or is that like side quest?
Explain.
Doing them like getting like side quests like mask or getting the bomb mask, like doing that quest. I'm just asking like
I would consider that more of just as a side quest. Like it's part
I
of the
wasn't
game.
gonna
You're
use that
still
as
playing
I'm trying to clarify what it means to be a
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring forth a couple a developer slash like a somebody who does this in most of their games has mini games, and I'm also gonna use an example of like a bad game or two that or the games themselves aren't bad, but they're integrated horribly, the mini games. So let's start with bad uses of this for mini games, so that way we can have a baseline.
Okay.
Games that do this really poorly that incorporate mini games. So famously, one of my least favorite is Donkey Kong 64. Now, the
Oh.
mini games themselves are fine, but you have to go and like individually find the barrel to play them, get the right character good and to play them.
That's a Donkey Kong 64 classic. Fuck you.
Right. So like so you have like different tasks to do in a quick amount of time. That's fine. Those mini games are not even what I'm talking about. There's a lot of those where it's like be the rhino or whatever he's called, or the fish, Engarde or something like that. The mini game I'm specifically referencing is at the end of the game to beat the fucking game.
Oh yeah,
are stupid as shit. You know who I'm fucking talking about. Let's make kids beat the Donkey Kong arcade to get the fucking Nintendo coin. Oh, better yet, you have to play the stupid ass jetpack game. Both of those games are horrible. You can't get the K Rool without the fucking coins. Horrible.
Yep.
Horrible.
Yep.
Do not make me play a fucking shitty minigame.
It's so hard.
Do not make me play a minigame to do that.
I know.
That's one example.
I know it's bad because I've never played that game, but other than people talking about swapping between Kongs, the only other thing I've heard about DK64 is the jetpack minigame. That's the only other thing I've heard about how bad it is.
When you're forced to play minigames is where I'm focusing on when it's bad. Another game series that does this, unfortunately, sorry, Elise is not here. Kingdom Hearts 1 specifically needs to go fucking die for this.
They have some bad ones.
Stupid gummy ship shit is awful. The gummy ship, terrible. I'm sorry if you like it and it's cool you can design your own ship. The levels themselves, lame as shit. I'm sorry.
My counterpoint to that is that I never upgraded my gummy ship and I was still able to play the whole game.
But I don't want to do their little flyby space thing.
And that's true. Every time it did start, I was like, "Oh, it's a gummy ship level." Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. And then the other one I'm going to specifically reference in Kingdom Hearts that is also awful. And I'm sorry if you like this character. The Winnie the Pooh levels can go fuck themselves.
They do.
They're awful. They're not a real world. I don't want to talk to fucking Winnie the Pooh and get his goddamn honey down for this fat fuck. I'm sorry. I'm good. I don't need to. He can just do whatever he wants. If you like them, that's fine. I don't like them at all. They're horrible.
Wow, damn.
So sorry if you like them, but I gotta call them out. Those two are, and they're forced. They're more. You have to do those. That's the problem.
I personally really like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, but yeah, I hate both of those pieces of that game series.
Father. Yeah, it's a father that I have to fucking play this. Hear your shitty ass dialogue. I was like, where's my fucking tail? I'm like, bro, I am like, my shoes are way too big for this. Like, I can't deal with this.
Yo, if you wanna see somebody complain about Sora's shoes, tune in whenever the hell my girlfriend ranks fashion. I believe I'm gonna do Sora.
Those two games are like famous. They're well enough known that I can use them as examples. Don't integrate your mini games when you're doing these kind of mini games forced into the actual gameplay themselves without refining them. Now, counterpoint, a game series that does this well. I'm going to name two. So I'm going to hold off one. I'm going to do a small one first that only does like one series, and that's Saints Row. So Saints Row does this exceptionally well, where you can actually make money. Their mini games are actually pretty fun. Some of them, the one where you like literally like jump in front of cars to do like try to get money. I like that one. Like you jump in front of money and try to. It's called like insurance
fraud. Yeah.
There's one and two that you like throw paparazzis. You're like guarding a VIP. You can like throw them into like hazards to get rid of them because you're like a bodyguard. So you just do like random, like you can throw them into like an airport like thing and it like grinds them into fucking dust or something like that. So they just have like a jet. Yeah, and a jet fuel. Like,
oh my god!
Like yeah, they have like various mini games, but I think
do you remember
Saints
those?
Row,
Yeah.
and then they went off the deep end and made the mini games the focus. But in like 2 and 1, you did them as like ways to earn extra cash or unlock like different weapons and stuff. And I like some of them are pretty fun. Some of them are okay, but I mean, like Insurance Fraud is the one I always bring up as a fun
yeah. Insurance Fraud was good. I distinctly remember Insurance Fraud.
And then
that was fun.
as a whole, I think that the company / people that do it the best. I know. They're big. They're a big series. They should do it. Is Rockstar. I think Rockstar does this the best.
Very true.
Any on brand. You play Red Dead Redemption. You can do the card game. I know I just ragged on it. You have the Liar's Dice in that. You have the knife game in that, for example, too. Bully has the classes, which are actually kind of fun, in my opinion. Some of the classes for Bully, you do like you try to close off your squares. And then you can also
Bully.
do
I feel like that's
you
a
can
big
also do like
mess.
word-based ones too, where you try to get like words, which are pretty tricky. But you get some like benefits. Again, you don't have to do these, but you just get some like nice perks and bonuses. Vice City has like you can get extra armor for like vigilante. You can do like a bank robbery side mission for like I know it's technically a mission, but like there's like vigilante, there's like rage, et cetera, et cetera. There's just a bunch of like different mini games in the GTA series as well that are famous as well. You can do like fire, like puts fires out. You can just basically do paramedic missions, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say the occupation missions between like
occupation
those
stuff.
are good too.
One of my favorite mini games was collecting cars for like the you collected them for like the car company, and then you got cars for it when you beat it.
It was the Las Venturas guy, right?
No, he was a car salesman guy. He was like a sleazy car salesman. That might have been a different one you're thinking.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm thinking San Andreas. I think the car stealing guy was in Las Venturas.
San Andreas had the same mini games I'm referencing, but I think Rockstar as a whole incorporates their mini games where they give you benefits, give you rewards, you get extra armor, health, weapons unlocked, but you never feel like forced to do them. You can always just progress the story, just do whatever you want, and if you want a side briefing from playing the story, that's what these mini games should be. You play the game in a different way, or in an alternative way. You brief yourself from the gameplay and give yourself
except for
when you're playing Winnie the Pooh and fucking wanting to die because you hear like the worst pig accent, piglet.
Pig accent.
It's terrible. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
In my head, I was thinking you're absolutely right. Like none of the mini games are forced, except when your fucking cousin calls you, Nico, my cousin. You want to go bowling?
Or is famous. They're memed on for it when they do like the social ones,
which is like it's especially hilarious because like the bowling's decently fun in 4, but like I hate it because my cousin keeps calling me to do it.
What was your cousin's name?
Nico.
Roman.
Roman.
There we go. Roman.
Roman, my cousin.
You have so many other side guys you could call. Jacob was one of my favorite. I fucking love Jacob. But the newer ones I can't talk on, but the old ones I know for sure have.
5 has some really good mini games. Like golf, I know in 5 is really good.
Yeah.
And I think they've added a bunch in GTA Online that I have not played, but like are like hugely popular. So
shout out to one of the most underrated games of all time, The Warriors, also made by Rockstar, had a bunch of mini games as well. Yeah. You could do like an arcade game. You can do like multiplayer. You can just go around and do like various like ways, again, not to just do missions. Like the arcade machine itself was really fun. You just like a beat 'em up like the Teenage Ninja like game basically for like Warriors. So I was like, that's fun, that's cool, not forced. So I just think Rockstar deserves a special shout out.
I think you're right
for doing it. I think as a whole for their company, probably doing it in the best way. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that. They do deserve it.
Rob, what you got for us?
This is so tricky.
Rob hasn't played any games.
Mario Baseball, let's go.
That's not a mini game. It's the game.
No.
When I was talking to Jason just before the stream, he reminded me of a game I played years and years ago. I went to the library to rent video games because I found out our library had like an audio video part of the section of the library. Where you get movies and shit. And I was like, oh, they have games. They had like Command and Conquer, which they didn't have when I went back in the future.
Damn,
Space. And they had Fast Food Tycoon. And I was like, oh, okay, I like Roller Coaster Tycoon, so I'll try this out. And the regular game was just abysmal. It was like, oh, yeah, buy money, buy ingredients, like sell fast food, sell pizza or whatever. And I was like, this is very fun. And then there's like a mini game where you are like a mob boss and you try to rob other pizza places.
What?
And sometimes there are like other people defending it, so you have to kill them. You have to kill their mob boss who has like extra health.
What is this game called?
Fast Food Tycoon.
Fast Food Tycoon.
Okay.
And I was like, whoa, wait. That's awesome. That's sick. I played for hours just playing this mini game, and you can upgrade your person to shoot faster, have more health, move faster. I think. I was like, "This is." I'm
looking at this now. This is insane. This is
so much fun, and I was not expecting it at all when I opened this up. And I was like, oh my God. That's the only thing I played the entire like week. It lets you rent the game. I was only playing that mini game. And I was like, that was time well spent. And I completely forgot about it until Jason and I talked.
I'm dying because I'm looking at this and like the base gameplay looks like the most generic like SimCity shit. And then the I will say the menus for the mob boss shit is like there's so many fucking clickable icons that it pisses me off. But
oh wow, and the style is so 90s.
The style is something else.
Incredible.
That's really good. That's really, really good.
That's
fun.
incredible.
I think the website, because I Googled it just to like make sure I knew what the game was, and this website just lets me download the game. So I might just like try to play
shit. Who needs a library?
Dude, I love there's so many old Tycoon games that are so like just good. Dino Park Tycoon, what's this one? Fast Food Tycoon. There's so many.
I like Zoo Tycoon. That one was actually not
Zoo Tycoon's great. Zoo Tycoon's technically still alive. They keep doing new stuff with it, but
oh, for real?
Yeah, they've made like new
dropped.
versions of it.
New animals.
Like it's not a dead series. They keep making new ones still.
Good for them. Good for them.
Oh,
I figured one of you two was going to talk about Yakuza because I can't.
I was saving my next one. I was saving that one. Someone in the chat brought this one up, and this was the next one I was going to bring up.
The Persona card game?
No.
I was hoping you were going to talk about that because
nope, I don't know anything about that.
Really?
One person. I've only played Persona 5, so I don't actually.
Yeah, okay.
One of the first things I thought of when we were given this topic of game within a game is a game within a game that spawned games, and that's Dota. Defense of the Ancients in Warcraft 3.
Hold on. He's actually got a point.
I got a very good point. You're right.
No, you do. But,
Defense of the Ancients was originally just a Warcraft 3 user-generated map. Which is basically Dota / League of Legends back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. It's good enough that it spawned an entire genre, basically.
As somebody who loves Warcraft 3 and doesn't necessarily love the spawn from it, I appreciate the availability of like what you could do in the custom map design.
Yeah.
Like there's like a 300
sure.
There's like a 300 game you could play. There's a survival based thing.
Between StarCraft and like Warcraft, there were so many
so many different not ROMs, but like basically like add-ons.
Yeah.
It's essentially like literally somebody taking a Halo custom online multiplayer mode, and then that became what for a very long time was the biggest game genre.
Another one I was going to bring up was Griffball.
Game. Yeah.
I was going to bring up Griffball because like some of those things, I feel like most user-generated content for stuff like that is like, okay, this feels like a mode. This feels like something that's part of the game. Dota and like Griffball and some of the others were like so different from the base game that they felt like completely different games within the game. And that's why I brought up Dota specifically. It's like it felt so completely different from Warcraft 3 in that it was entirely focused on one hero, like nothing else mattered. It set the groundwork for the system that MOBAs all use with like the 3-lane system with mobs and towers and items that you can buy and powers that each individual character has and roles and all that stuff. Like this is just a couple people made a mod basically for this game.
Recognized for sure.
Yeah. And specifically what made it great for Warcraft is that unlike with a lot of other games where like if users generate content you have to download a mod, this was like
it was on Battle.net.
Exactly, it's on Battle.net, so like you just played it. And I think the first time you played it, you did get a little download bar to download like the map info, and sometimes people would kick you if you had that bar. They'd kick you because they'd be like, "Oh, you're a noob." But like, other than that, you could play it.
Players.
Exactly, you're right. It's the same people. The people are the same.
I have to add on just in case somebody tries to check me on do Fire Emblem minigames, are they good? I'll just answer that very quickly. No. Fishing's awful.
Yeah,
they're not
awful. I think
Having
most of
tea
the
with
mini
your
games,
teachers, not really fun.
tea is not that great either.
Well, some people are very, very into that one.
Does the
Yeah,
eugenics
well-
count as a mini game?
That is not a mini game. No, it's not
No,
to me.
no.
Most of the mini games, the
Mechanics.
mini games that are in Engage and Three Houses, kind of fucking bad.
Yeah, they're not great.
I don't count Arena and older games as a mini game. So
That's just
if you
combat
ask me,
again,
I have to
yeah.
cover my base because somebody's gonna ask me.
It's true.
The mini games suck. The fishing mini game, awful.
That's true.
Zelda fishing, great.
Dota
one
legendary
not.
status. Even if like you don't like Dota, you gotta kind of you gotta respect that a map basically made for one game spawned an entire genre of video games that for many years, and this maybe even still be true, are like the most popular, the most profitable games in the entire industry.
For sure.
Yeah, at least until Fortnite,
Fortnite,
ran
yeah.
away with everything. But like, even still, they're making billions of dollars. It's
For Sean in the
pretty
chat,
fucking
I'm
Yeah.
still not over
Hey,
finding out
look,
Dota is an
You want me to
acronym.
blow your mind even more? It's a song too
It's true.
by
Defense of
Bass
the
Hunter.
Ancients.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Defense of the Ancients.
Don't-
Yeah.
I feel you, man.
I
think
Dota stands for
Specifically,
don't-
Leprechaun, Dota that Steam owns does not stand for
It's a
anything.
song, yeah.
But Dota that is the UGC for Warcraft 3
The-
does
the
stand for
guy
Defense of the
uses-
Ancients.
The guy uses Dota sounds in the fucking song.
Yeah.
And he
Wow.
also sings Now You're Gone too. That's another song he
Yeah.
sings.
I want to talk about Yakuza.
Hell yeah.
Particularly the newest one, Yakuza 8, which is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Before this game launched, they made a big press push of the mini game mode to essentially build your own like Animal Crossing island. I'm here to tell you that is very good. Dondoko Island, as it's
That's
called.
what I was going to ask what the name was. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, basically, at some point in the game, you get washed up on a deserted island. It's very stupid. It's like super Yakuza. Like, this makes no sense. And conveniently at the time, your like party members are like, "Oh, it's okay. We need 3 days to like finish making a YouTube video." I'm not joking. That's the plot. And he's like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll hang out on this island." And you find out like, oh, this was an island that used to be a resort that now has become like a genuinely a toxic dumping ground for this like shitty group of people that's their job. They just take trash and put it on this island that used to be popular with tourists. And you have to like destroy the trash. Destroying the trash builds up like the rating of the island. Also, you'll randomly come across goons, and it becomes like beat 'em up, not turn based, which is what most of the combat is in this game. It's action, it's very hack and slash. Like it's not hard. But you're doing that. You're building up the island, and you're also like placing down items. And eventually, they work in like, hey, we're trying to build this as a resort island. Let's try and get guests to come here. And so you get guests, and they're like, oh, I want the island to have a refined vibe or a pop culture vibe or a sleazy vibe. And so you're like starting to add items to your what is essentially a Animal Crossing island.
What
It's like, oh,
what kind of items do you add to make it a sleazy item, Zach? Or
a
island?
strip club.
There you go.
You can add a strip club to your island.
Okay.
There you
All right.
And it gives you a big
question
sleazy rating.
answered. All right.
Like the first item I think I got for sleazy was like a sign for a bar. I didn't even have the bar yet. I was just like, right, okay, sure. And then like eventually like I ended up building like 10 pool tables, and you can get like a mannequin of a maid outfit because that gives you a sleazy rating. So I just had a shit ton of them in the corner because I was like, well, this is going to make the perverts happy that come to this island. But you're constantly doing that, and as you're doing like you get currency, which doesn't help you in the real game. It only helps you on the island. They delineate that very well, but they also like as you level up, you get like fuck you crazy bonuses to your currency in the real game. But sorry, no.
Were you doing the mini games when you were doing them because you were there something to do during the game, or like because you always said you never stuck?
This is very like you stop playing the main game to do this.
Okay.
It became like okay, I'm gonna stop and play this like until I get bored.
Okay.
And then because like after I think it's literally like an hour of playing this mini game, they're like, all right, you can go back to the main game if you want. And I was like, I'm having a pretty good time because at that point I was starting to build like not hotels. You start building tents to invite people to your island. And I was like, this is pretty fun.
It's
And
literally Animal Crossing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it very much is. But there's a little bit more of a carrot on the stick because you're not just like making the island nice for like permanent residents. You're constantly cycling new people in. And you can find people to come to your island in the regular game. Like you'll walk around and like meet, I don't know. For example, there were like 2 big booby bikini women who were like, I wish we could go to a deserted island. And I was like, well, do I have the island for you?
Yakuza series does that with a lot of their recent games.
For sure.
Yeah.
They have like,
it's not usually an island, a deserted island with booby women, but like usually they have recruit this random person like
to work for your side job that
like the Ishin game, it was like you get people to join your Shinsengumi squad. The like middle game between the last Yakuza game and the new one, Gaiden, was like you can recruit people to your Coliseum team. Yeah.
Noradora points out that was a thing in Zero too, right? Recruiting the chicken as a host and stuff. Yes. Keeping with the franchise's legacy, you can invite the chicken to come to your island as a guest. It's incredible. The chicken pays you a lot of money to stay there, which is very funny. But you're also like as you're doing this, like instead of Animal Crossing, where like the time is real time, there is an in-game time to each day, which is about 20 minutes. And you're like running around the island and be like, fuck, okay, I got to clear the trash in this side so I can keep lowering the amount that it's going to cost for me to renovate this island. And then it's like, oh, fuck. At a certain point, you get a whole separate island that has like a farm on it. And you put your Sujimon, who are essentially Pokemon that you collect in this game.
They're people that are Pokemon.
They're real humans. But you're like, okay, I'm going to have my Pikachu farm the land. I'm going to have my Charizard train at the gym. And then I'm going to have my Bulbasaur fucking try and make items out of re-scrapped plastic. Kind of, but better in every way.
But more clearly a parody.
Yes, and it also like levels up your Sujimon, which is there's a whole Pokemon mini game in this one that is pretty in depth, and you level them up here, which is very useful. I don't want to get too long on it, but basically I really enjoyed this game. When I hit this point, I think I was like 12 hours into the game. They make you play a good bit before you get to this. And then I played it for the next, I think 6 to 8 hours of just playing this game until I completed it, because I was like, this mode was really fun. And also when I came back to the main game, at the most I had ever accrued was about $2,000. And I came back to the main game and I had $500,000. And so I was able to instantly buy gear that was like so many levels ahead of me that I was like, okay, well, my bat now obliterates any enemy that I hit with it. And that feels really good.
A similar vein, I won't go as in depth on it, but like a Dragon, no, the one before that. Yakuza Like a Dragon, sorry. Yakuza Like a Dragon's like business management sim thing did a lot of similar stuff. So like I got addicted to that thing. And Nugget the chicken was also there. It was great. They could be your CEO basically, or I guess your president. You were the CEO. But yeah, it's a great side thing. I spent several hours on it and then was like, oh, you know what? I should probably go back to playing the game. Wow, I'm rich now. Let me go upgrade all my gear. Yakuza does mini games great.
Really. Also, a very quick shout out. I didn't play it much in the game. There's a fucking Crazy Taxi parody in this called.
Hell yeah.
It's a DoorDash parody. Like they're doing DoorDash, but Crazy.
Oh, it's
Taxi.
Like the burger delivery thing, right?
Yeah. And you're like a cyclist. You get on a bike to deliver DoorDash deliveries, essentially,
which is extra funny because that's all Sega. Like.
Yes. And exactly. And you're doing stunts. And like, as you're doing stunts, they actually say like crazy delivery. And like, you can do like backflips and like your bike catches on fire when you have a combo. Like it's so stupid and so silly, but really, really fun.
Hell yeah. I'm excited to get into that game when I'm done with Final Fantasy.
Do you want to do we all just want to do, since we all probably played at least one Zelda game, your favorite Zelda minigame in all of the games? I have one I don't think anybody's gonna name.
Sure, please.
Yeah, go for it.
It ironically might be Twilight Princess in the fishing shack.
Oh yeah,
There's like a little.
That'll be mine.
It is the little fucking tilty game.
Yeah.
You go and you have to get this like marble around a maze. I fucking love that game.
I had like a physical. I had a physical game
physical
that played a lot like
I could go get it right now.
Yeah, it's those games are
fucking
fun.
Awesome. Yeah, you try to get around this maze and there's like a little holes and traps.
Yep.
But you get this marble.
Those are fun.
Steel ball. Yeah.
Those are super
trying to get
fun.
To the finish line. Yeah.
Honestly,
I like those ones. I think
Zelda fan. I don't know if there's a mini game in a Zelda game that I really love.
What about
Sploosh? I think the Twilight Princess fishing is pretty good too.
Not fun.
Battleship you don't like?
No.
Sploosh.
He's very funny. I love that guy,
Yeah.
but fuck that mini game. Sorry, I talked over. Which one were you going to say, David?
I think
I was just saying like pretty same as Jason. I also
What
liked
about-
Twilight Princess's fishing in particular was good.
that's what I was referencing when I said the fishing. Sorry.
Yeah.
I should-
Like both the fishing and the puzzle game that's not the fishing that's in the fishing shack.
Yeah, you don't like Zora Dive? Come on, man.
No.
Yeah, Zora Dive sucks.
Nope.
Even in Tears of the Kingdom, the fucking like skydiving, you gotta do it really fast and not fuck up mini games.
Oh, I liked those ones. That was my favorite. That was my favorite Skyline part. Was the flying fast
Skyward
ones.
Sword where you're like you're flying through like rings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that.
Yeah. That was fun. I
It's
like that one.
It's whatever.
Oh,
Get good.
what about the chicken game? Come on.
Oh,
Chicken game actively sucks.
go find all the cuckoos.
Yeah,
You don't like
no.
the chicken game? Come on, man.
No,
Rob,
I'm
what's
okay
your
on
favorite
that one.
Zelda mini game?
I only played Twilight Princess, so I didn't really like any of their mini games.
Okay, you didn't play any of the good ones, yeah.
Wow.
Hey Zach, fuck
Can't
off.
do this here. Yeah, you can't do this here. You're outnumbered. Came into the wrong neighborhood, bud. You gotta get your buddy Ian.
Where's 3D Zelda game? That's it.
Skyward Sword.
No way. Worse than Skyward Sword?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You're absolutely right. It's the second worst.
No.
Insane.
Skyward Sword's
Absolutely
insane.
insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
But I just wanted to pick one that I know at least all of us are familiar in the series.
I guess I'll shout out the fishing in
There's a
what's
lot
it
of
called?
fishing mini games. It might be the most mini game of mini games, fishing mini games.
Oh, I don't doubt that. Like,
It might be
fishing
the
is-
most like. I'm trying to think. Is there a mini game that like appears more than like fishing as like a bonus add-on to like games?
I can't
Because a
think
lot of
so.
RPGs have them. Dark Cloud has one, for example, too.
Yeah, ooh, Dark Cloud, good.
Dark
video.
Cloud is bad. It's real bad.
I don't even remember it.
You throw a
Which-
rod in the
which means
river
it
and
must
hope
have
it
been
fucking
bad.
hitches. That's all you got.
Yeah.
I like Stardews, but
Oh, I should have put I wasn't even on my list. Fishing and Stardew is my favorite. I
like
love
fishing in
that shit.
Stardew. But then I didn't know how much I wanted to count that. It
I could
is,
fish
but,
in
like,
Stardew for like 10 hours
there's
and
other mini games in
I'd be
Stardew that I
plenty
think are more
happy.
mini-gamey. Like there's like a fucking wheelbarrow, not a wheelbarrow, like a minecart one.
I'm trying to remember. There was one recently that I think actually is a better
Darts. You
fishing.
play darts too.
I don't know. I think ultimately for me, I like it when the
Junimo
fishing
card,
mini
yeah,
game's
that's it.
fast. It's really good.
There's also cards as in a lot of games too. Some variation
Yeah.
of playing cards.
Yeah.
Man, I would
Well,
love to talk about Balatro, but that's just the main game.
That's the
whole
game.
You
I-
guys play
Balatro.
Aces and Adventures, man. I'm telling you.
I did
gotta
have
miss out.
Play what?
It's if you guys like Balatro, you should play Aces and Adventures. Or at least demo it out or look it up. I played it. It's pretty good.
I had one on my list that like I wasn't a fan of, but I know a lot of people
Ooh.
are, which is Triple Triad from Final Fantasy 8/14.
I was about to ask, what do you think about
I
Triple Triad?
I'm not a big Triple Triad fan, but I know there are many people in the world that think Triple Triad is better than Final Fantasy 8, the game that Triple Triad is in. Like when I went to PAX 2019, I think it was, I went to like a ranking all the Final Fantasy games panel for funsies. And the panel was like, hey, can we rate Triple Triad separate from 8 so we can put it higher? And everyone agreed and they did. So like I know there's a lot of love for Triple Triad, even though I'm not a huge fan of it. And
Triple Triad, I believe, was also an FF9
What's
or
the one-
something like it. And
Do you like
that's where I
Chocobo?
played
Do you
it.
like Chocobo Racing or whatever the fuck it is?
so what I was the when I said earlier, one of the two
Oh, yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth games, like mini games that I really like. I didn't love Chocobo Racing the original Final Fantasy VII. It was kind of whatever, but in Rebirth, it's pretty good. It's not quite Mario Kart, but like for a Mario Kart inside of a video game, it's pretty good.
I was talking with Rob about I know we're not going to do Mario Party games themselves, but Mario Party has sometimes modes. There is 1 in 4 and 5. I don't know if any of you remember. I don't know which game it is. Maybe 6. It's one of the GameCube ones. You have like a mech building game on the side. You get parts.
Oh, I didn't play that
and
one.
you build like a fucking mech, and you can do like mech battles outside. Like it's like EGAD's like mech like building thing. It's 5, yeah, and you get like different parts and stuff. It's very good, actually.
I should play that. That sounds fun, but I've never played that.
You get like various parts from like the store, and you can like just for like some stuff makes you faster. You get different like weapons. Some are like melee and stuff. So
Leprechaun shouted out the Pokeathlon and Heart Gold.
It's very
Silver.
good. It is
That's
very
pretty
good.
Oh
It's
yeah,
the
those
We
are pretty
played
good.
that on stream.
It's hard to differentiate Pokemon minigames because what counts as a minigame versus like I don't think like doing like Battle Tower counts, in my opinion.
No, that's still you're still
That's a
doing the
side
main
quest.
mechanics.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Jason,
they're
what about the Pokemon Stadium mini games?
They're very good. I wish the problem, I guess like that's like a that's probably one of the better multiplayer ones for sure.
God, those are so good.
Those are
They
good.
are
Like
very good.
the Lickitung Sushi mini game lives in my head rent free. Like that
Very
game's
good.
great.
My favorite will always be the Kakuna and Metapod one. I don't know why I really like that one.
Which
It's
one
so
was
simple,
which
but
one
it's-
was that? Oh,
It's so you have
You
to harden them on the
hard-
rock.
oh that's right.
Yeah.
I just really like it.
Dude, those are all good.
Yeah.
I will shout out No More Heroes has a pretty big it's like the gameplay is obviously like hack and slashy combat with like big bosses, but there is they pace this game so fucking bad, and I love this game so fucking badly with mini games to like you have to like raise $100,000 to like go fight the next assassin. And like you start out with the most dog shit mini games. You're like literally mowing lawns, or like you have to like hit a coconut tree and catch the coconut and then carry the coconut back to the base. And it's like, you got $5. Congratulations. I'm like, this fucking sucks. But eventually, like some of them are genuinely very fun. There's a burger cooking one, which is pretty good. The biggest problem is ultimately the fastest way to get money becomes doing like just small combat encounters instead of doing the mini games. But with the exception of there's one mini game that I think is like collecting scorpions, and it's like Animal Crossing style. Like you have a bug net and you like throw it down on the scorpion, but if the scorpion bites you, you have like 10 seconds to run back to the base to drink the antidote. Otherwise, you actively lose like a shit ton of money, and it's so infuriating. But god damn it,
I have 2 fun ones I want to bring up. 2. Okay, so one is I think sports games in particular are interesting too for this. But like they have games where you build up your stats or something. So like some obviously like I think I mentioned it, Rob, Mario Toadstool Tour, you can literally do like birdie chip challenges, or you get through these rings, or different ways to play the golf game itself, or tennis. You have like different power ups, or like you can only hit
Well,
the front.
I think the Game
like
Boy Mario Tennis game had a bunch for raising your stats because that was like a tennis RPG. That was good.
So like I know my people this is not the crowd for it, but like NBA has like games where you like go to like hot spots and like shoot and try to build up your like 3 rating, or like you'll do like passing drills or something like that. They can be okay, but some of the football ones in early Maddens were actually pretty fun. You had like you just basically got to get to the end zone past 2 people and use like juke moves and stuff.
Dude, that was so much fucking fun back in the day.
So I wanted to shout out sports
Those are
games
good.
titles for doing that, whether good or bad. Now they're somewhat bad now because they were monetized or something like that. And now you have to like force to do them to get stats and get up quick. The fun one I wanted to bring up is Warfare or whatever the fuck, or
WarioWare maybe?
Yeah, Warfare, baby.
Wait,
The
WarioWare?
mini game. Yes, it's just all mini games. It has to be.
Oh, okay.
There's like
nothing but mini games.
there's like it's not a solid line. There's a line in my brain of like when a game is so many mini games that the mini games are the game and they don't count as the game is within a game sort of thing.
But there's different ways to play the mini games. Like JT has like the dancing thing or fucking like that or whatever.
Yeah.
You have like the sports ones, etc., etc.
This is a good one. I just remembered. The World Ends With You. Shout out to Bridge. Number one World Ends With You fan. There's a game called 10 Pin Slammer, where basically in the game you're like equips that you get that like give you magical spells are called pins. They're literally like fashion pins or whatever the fuck you want to call them. And then there's a game mode that becomes like, how to describe it? Like you're like charging up like almost like a top down like pool game. And it's like that Mario Party game where you're trying to knock people off the ledge. But depending on which pins you play with, like say it's a pin that like summons like spikes from the earth in the game, you can push a button at any point in time, your pin will like shoot out a bunch of spikes from it. And if somebody hits you while you have the spikes up, then they get stunned. So then you can like charge up and just instantly knock them off the level. And then there's like some that'll be like, oh, if I'm about to fall off, I can hit this and it'll put up a wall so I won't fall off the ledge. And it's just like and you have like health, so it's like, oh, I can fall off 5 times before I lose, or like I can fall off 3. I didn't play as much of it. I thought because the base combat in the game is genuinely super fun. But it was an interesting mode, and it is a way that you can unlock new pins that you can have in the game, which is a good way of like tying it in to the base gameplay. It feels a little like Pogs in a way. Like
I was thinking that when you said it
Pogs.
earlier, but yeah.
Oh no, for sure. It's a cool mode. Okay, there we go. Cosmic Flora says, I adore 10 Pin Slammer. I'm glad somebody in the chat knows what I'm talking about, so I'm not fucking crazy.
Zach, I was a little surprised you didn't bring either of these up. I wrote them down. I haven't played either one, but like the skateboarding for MGS2 or Ape Escape for MGS3.
I mean, I feel like one is just literally put an entire game in a game. Actually, I feel like both of them, they just put a whole game in a game. Fair. But
okay.
But
I didn't play either one, so like I don't know if it's like more of a mini game or just
the skating in MGS2. I don't think I played because I don't think I had the version of it, or I didn't fuck with it. But yeah, Noradora. Literally, we found this out. We were figuring out which version of the game we wanted to play for stream, and the one we're playing has everything except for the skateboarding mini game, which is very funny.
I had a couple other shout out ones. Blitzball for Wes, since he's not on here. I'm really sad his entire screen name is based on Blitzball that he goes by and everything.
Burutsubaru. Discussion we had earlier of God, your old screen names being cringe. Wes's was Burutsubaru,
which is just Blitzball. Yeah. And then I also want to shout out just the Gold Saucer in Final Fantasy 14 in general, like the MMO one. They have a bunch of super fun games that
I've heard. That.
I've played a couple of them. They're very fun. They have like a platforming one, which doesn't really make sense in like an MMO like that, but it was really good time. And they have some other ones too. And then I have a joke one, which is kicking the can into the bakery in Apple Market from Mega Man Legends.
It's not a mini game.
It's not a mini game, but I did that so many times it felt like a game within the game.
Yeah.
But that's not a mini game.
It's not, but every time you kick the can into the bakery, you got 1,000 whatever the money was. Zenny, thank you. Zenny. And then if you zone out and zone back in, you can do it again. So like young kid David, who needed money in that game, just kept zoning out, zoning in, and kicking the can into the bakery.
I did want to shout out Machine Strike from Horizon Forbidden West.
I didn't like that one as much.
Pridge talked about it the other day. He was like, that's worth mentioning. So shout out to that game. Sabilla points out Kirby Mass Attack had mini games. I've not played Mass Attack, but I will talk about Kirby and the Crystal Shards, which did have incredible mini games.
They are
Those mini games are so good.
Hold on. I will challenge you.
Pokemon Coliseum.
No, I will challenge you that the mini games are mid, except for the fucking checkerboard one where you
Checkerboard
fucking
one's
kill
the best.
people.
Checkerboard
Yeah.
one's the best.
The battle
Instantly,
one.
no doubt.
The other ones are like whatever. Who the fuck
The
cares?
ones racing and it's
They
the
like collect fruit from the fucking thing.
yeah.
It's
Those are still fun, but yeah, you're right. The other one is way
it's
better.
the checkerboard where you're versing like your friends and like trying to knock them off.
Knock them off.
Like, yeah,
It's really good. It's
Yeah.
really fucking good.
Oh, I don't know how I didn't bring this up earlier. Celeste. Celeste has an entire Celeste Classic / Pico 8 version of the game in the game.
I will
It's
say
great.
that's just a
Great.
whole other game that already exists.
It's a whole other game that's true. That is
Otherwise, I'd be like, oh, hey, you can play Punch Out in Animal
Yeah, I was
Crossing.
gonna
I'm
say,
like,
yeah.
that's a whole
that
other
is
game.
kind of true.
it's hard to differentiate with the mini game versus the game style. You know,
Yeah,
for some
that's
of these.
fair. I also want to bring up Dave the Diver from last year. Like the cooking and sushi restaurant mini games from Dave the Diver were very fun. Like I could
They were
just
fine.
play those like that game on repeat. Like I had a really good time with that game.
I had a good week with that game.
Game was so good. And I think we
There's
talked about
a
it.
reason it wasn't on my top 10 of last year.
And
And last year was very competitive.
it was very
but-
competitive, but you were wrong. We mentioned this during Queen's Blood, but I don't think we specifically said Gwent. Like Gwent.
I was going to say, I don't know if we said Gwen or not. We should.
We
mention
talked
Gwen.
about Gwent, but we didn't just say like, "Hey, Gwent
Yeah.
is kind of a Gwent's
very
good.
good.
Gwent's very fun." Again, another card game that famed card game hater me is kind of okay with.
You gotta play Slay the Spire, man.
I don't.
Oh, he would
that-
hate Slay the Spire.
I don't like roguelikes or card games generally. That sounds like a fucking nightmare
like
for me.
roguelikes?
Wait, but two
Oh,
negatives make a
good.
positive, so
When you multiply, not add. And then last one I had was like the pet battle system from WoW, which is probably just a me thing.
Yeah, no, that's.
But there's-
talking about.
It's been there for 10 years is probably too much, but probably like 10 years of like there's pets in WoW. They've had them for forever. There's basically a Pokemon game that's been there for many, many years in WoW based on pets you can grab, and it's honestly pretty solid, and they keep updating it with each expansion and stuff. They keep adding new stuff to it, so it's pretty cool. Shout out to pet battles. Pet battles are fun.
I don't think we shouted out. Somebody in the chat earlier mentioned Voltorb Flip. Fulfilla. said
I
Voltorb
specifically ignored that.
Flip. You did not like Voltorb Flip?
It's fine.
Oh, I don't know. I like Minesweeper. It's basically Minesweeper, but
do you
Pokemon
like
themed.
Minesweeper?
Minesweeper's okay. Yeah.
I don't like Minesweeper once you get on higher difficulties and you do have to guess sometimes. I know.
You just gotta get good.
No.
No, there are certain situations where you have
There
to
are
guess.
No, I know,
situations where you
I'm
can
joking.
lose an entire round by
Okay.
guessing.
Well, you just,
And that
you
feels
just gotta make
bad.
sure you don't. You gotta play it no guess mode.
That's not a thing.
I feel like there's a no guess option.
It's called easy, dude. Which is actually like, oh, I beat easy mode.
No,
Like, there's only one
no,
bomb on the fucking
I've
thing.
done.
I love
I have
Minesweeper.
done. I have done the whatever the large one is once in my life, and I was like, all right, it feels pretty good.
Pick, yeah.
Medium one is the most enjoyable though.
Medium.
It's true.
What else did I have? Oh, honestly, shout out to any pool or darts mini games. Those are all good.
Ugh.
Love them. I love pool
Darts
and
mini games almost always suck.
No, they're good. What are you talking about? Yakuza and Final Fantasy. They're both good.
Stardew has one darts
They
too.
don't sound fun to play.
Oh, I don't know that it started. How do I not
You're
know
in
it
a
started?
bar, I think. Or not the bar. Or is it the? It's like the.
Yeah, it's the tavern.
No, but it's the. I think it's the one that's not at the normal town. I think it's like the pirate one, maybe.
Oh, that would explain why I haven't played it, because I don't
Yeah.
know that one. I love dart. I love dart and pool mini games, though. They're so fun. Mainly because I just want to play those two games, but I'm not good at them. So the video game lets you play them, but be better at them.
games or no? Are bowling mini games chill?
Yeah,
There's one in.
they can be. Yeah.
There's one in Tekken Tag Tournament. You can bowl. as
I've heard
many
that's really
people.
good. I haven't played it,
is
but
really
I've heard
good.
that one's really good. Yeah,
But it is just bowling.
I have
so
heard
don't know
Tekken
what
bowling
to
is very
mention.
good.
Why is there bowling in a Tekken game?
It's so Tekken Tag Tournament had fucking bowling, and P-Jack was my guy. P-Jack, Prototype Jack knew how to fucking bowl, and then he also had shades, so you know he was good at it.
Is there bowling in
Put
Tekken 8?
sunglasses on a character. Jason's like,
Instantly
I'm all
good
in.
bowler.
Is bowling in the new Tekken? Have you played the new Tekken, Jason?
I haven't played the 8 yet. I only have 7.
Who has bowling?
Shout out to on my birthday. Played Wii bowling with Chris, Vic, and Wes. I fucking smoked them all.
Hell yeah. We bowling
Easily
great.
doubled all their scores. It was genuinely wild.
This is a genuine question. Did you play
Wait,
it on a
wait.
Wii or a Wii U?
This is the guy. Yeah, this is the guy who hates the
Wait.
Wii famously.
It's true.
Listen, I hate the Wii. It's a bad console, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna fuck up
I think
bowling.
it says
Jason.
more about them more than you. Like, how bad are they at gaming then? If they lost to you at bowling, like,
I mean,
Well,
Zach
in their
also.
defense, they're playing a bad console, and that's fine.
I was gonna say Zach
I'm
was
not-
like a junior bowler.
That
like,
does
you know.
no.
It translates.
translates.
It translates.
Listen,
That does not.
Listen, I was ranked in the top 300 child
not
bowlers
how
in the state of
that
Ohio
doesn't-
for one.
That's not how it works.
So clearly that transfers.
I played Guitar Hero. I'm instantly the best fucking guitar.
No. It only goes one way. It goes from real guitar to
Yeah,
Guitar Hero, not the other way
Okay.
around. No, it doesn't. It
Okay.
doesn't go in reverse. Same for bowling.
Mhm.
Like if you're good at bowling, you're good at Wii U bowling or Wii bowling.
Mhm.
If you're good at
Was it a
Wii
fluke?
bowling, doesn't mean you're good.
Was
at
it more than
real
one
bowling.
round? I will give them benefit if it was like one round. They may have had a bad round.
I don't know. I think we just played one full like
Okay, they might have.
10
Maybe they
frames
just had a
and then
bad
we stopped.
round. Maybe
How
they
many
just had a bad
how many
round.
turkeys did you get?
I didn't get a turkey. I did have 2
Disappointing.
strikes. I no frame. Did I not at least get a spare?
I mean,
That's pretty good.
That's
I mean,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
no, I mean, yeah. Played it at
All right,
a
Rob.
completely
All right, Rob.
average.
What's your average, Rob, on bowling?
You know what? I don't think we need to do
Like
a push-up
270?
challenge. Let's do a bowling challenge. You know.
If it's Wii bowling, yes. If it's real bowling, that hurts my fingers. My fingers.
My fingers.
Oh yeah.
This guy got strong biceps but weak fingers.
One of these days, we do need to do like a bowling video game decathlon where we just play like a bunch of
it's
things.
one of my biggest dreams to do that. But the
we
amount of
need to
work
do that
set
for an
it up
extra
is
life.
such
We
a
need to do that
pain.
for an extra life.
That'd
That's
be a
that's
lot
the
of
time
work.
to do it.
Yeah.
That's the
Just
time
set
to
up
do it.
like play 1 minute of Tetris, who has the highest score. Play 1 minute or 1 round of Wii bowling, who has the highest score. 1 round of figuring out how to set that all up across different.
I
That'd be
have some
brutal.
That'd be a
ideas. I have some
nightmare.
ideas on how to
That'd be
do
a
it.
nightmare.
Yeah,
I have some thoughts about that. We can
play
talk.
1 round of fucking Pokemon Snap, see who gets the highest score.
Yeah,
Make some of them just so wild. Like
Shout out to the
And,
welcome
like,
back
play-
emote at work, which is Professor Oak saying "Welcome back."
that's
Oh,
what
that is pretty good. Yeah.
play 1 round of Halo 2 multiplayer.
Oh, I'd finally be able to do something.
Yeah,
that's the
thing.
point of the
You should
decathlon,
also
Rob.
get,
Is we have
you should
different
also get,
genres, so
Rob's
people
getting
excel at different
straightforward.
Here's what
with
you need
the
to do for the
players.
decathlon. You need to also be able to bet on each one. So like,
Oh,
if you're
that's
not
right.
playing,
Oh,
so, like,
yeah.
so people can like, if
That's
you're
good.
not one of the participants in it, which I feel like you should be, but I think betting on it would be fun too. Like this guy has this much odds.
I feel like pretty much all of us should, but maybe the community can bet on the decathlon. That sounds like fun.
See, here's the thing. I think do it like a Jackbox game where you're competing to get points for yourself, but you can also bet on other competitors. If you're like, I know I'm going to fail in this, but if I figure out,
Yeah, but then
who
you
I
could
think is
tank
gonna
on
do
purpose.
best-
It's the only thing.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
true,
think
that's
anybody
true.
would,
No,
but like
we wouldn't.
theoretically,
No, because you
wouldn't.
still win more points if you win purposefully.
Okay, yeah,
We'd have to balance it. We'd have to balance it.
Yeah, like you get 1,000 points if you win, but you get like 400 if the person you thought won will also wins. You know,
Folks,
Well, I know who.
Jason's got to bet on himself every time.
Can I?
yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That means you're confident, man.
Then I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Well,
There's only like one thing. I'm like, no way.
just because I gotta know, what is it?
Probably rhythm games.
Oh, sign me up for those,
Ooh,
baby.
really?
I mean,
Sign
I can
me
play
up for the
Guitar Hero
rhythm
on
games.
hard, but that doesn't. That I don't think that's very good.
Okay, no, I didn't know that you weren't good at rhythm games.
It's a lot of button mashing. Dance,
Hmm.
dance. I'm
Wow.
DDR. I'm very bad
without
at.
rhythm.
Oh,
You don't have
DDR
to
is
learn.
great. DDR, Beat Saber, all of them. Give me all the rhythm games.
Yeah, I very much like rhythm games. Fuck with them hard.
Folks, that's been another Save Data Cast. Are there games within a game that we missed? Your favorite games within a game, recurring. Let us know in the comments.
And if you like Gummy Ship, why? If you like Winnie the Pooh, I'm sorry.
The mini games, not the character. I'm saving you some pain, Jason. All right?
No, I'm good.
Listen, I will stand up for Winnie the Pooh characters. They're good.
I mean,
Eeyore's my spirit animal.
Eeyore, Tigger, Peek,
Kanga?
Piglet, Peek,
I like Kanga.
Changa, MILF. That's a joke. That's a joke. Watch Chaos Jeopardy.
She has to clarify it. That's a joke, I promise.
I'm not trying to fuck an anatomical kangaroo.
We don't know that.
He's just being real.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
We don't know.
Rob,
man.
you're the furry of us.
Of us?
Hold on. Hold on.
Of the
I'm going to
four
defend
of
my
us.
boy here. I'm going to defend my boy. That is not his position in this.
Of the
world.
four of us?
Of the four.
Out of the
I
four of
maybe
us, that's
give you
probably
that.
true. Yeah.
Sure,
that's
Pridge is number one. Rob's got to be number two.
No, you're way higher than me on that scale. Surely.
Me?
I doubt that.
Yeah.
I doubt that heavily.
That's no.
Do I vote with Rob just to kind of get Zach's reaction at it?
That would be a very you thing to do. Jason.
What if Wes is secretly closeted furry? He just has a suit in his.
No,
he comes out with like a Trinity Tiger outfit.
I think Wes has some wild kinks that we don't know about, but I don't think being a furry is one of them.
I don't think furry's that wild this day and age, to be honest.
No.
What is wild in this day and age? Like cannibalism?
I think this is a good time to end the stream, folks. Thanks for tuning in to another Save Data Cast. We'll catch you on Monday for, I think, Metal Bear Solid. Is that right?
This Monday is Metal Bear.
Yeah,
Solid.
Metal Bear Solid 2.
We finally get to play as Ryan.
Cubs of Liberty. Spoilers, goddamn.
I mean, come on, it's a 20-year-old game.
It's fair. But Goggles hasn't played it.
You take a bite out of any people.
Yeah, well, Goggles isn't here.
Goggles also did know that, right? And you ended up playing as, so.
Okay, well, good for Goggles.
Goggles isn't here.
The guy who knows the bear avatar. How is that guy not listed in our furry people?
All right, you can list Goggles the character as
Yeah,
on the
Goggles
furry
is
list.
probably our number one furry, and then Pridge, and then Rob.
Why am I on the list?
And then this is coming out of left field. Carl. Sorry, Carl, we catching stray on this one. I don't know. Carl's the kind of guy where I could believe that he would have Googled it at one point and not clicked away and then been like, oh shit, it's just awakened something in me. You know? He's not gonna watch this video.
Oh God, catching a stray. Okay, for like the third time. Goodbye, folks. Have a nice night. We'll catch you next week.